slippery Starmer's shadow cabinet reshuffle has promoted allies from his undemocratic People's Vote campaign, which called for a second referendum to reverse Brexit. Hilary Benn back on the front benches as shadow Northern Ireland secretary, with Liz Kendall, Steve Reid and Ali Reeves also upped. Deputy chair of the Conservatives, Lee Anderson, who left the Labour Party over Brexit, warned it looks like Labour are gearing up for a quick return into the EU. Be in no doubt, this is a clear statement of intent to rejoin the EU at the earliest opportunity. So, Nigel, is Lee right that Starmer's reshuffle proves Labour's desire to reverse Brexit and rejoin the EU?
Well, Starmer's reshuffle is, of course, Blairite. It's globalist. It's pro-EU. All of that's entirely true. They would, of course, in government, which now looks, I think, inevitable, take us much closer to the single market, would align with the EU rules. And, of course, they'll find that very easy to do because we haven't diverged. But are they going to take us back into European Union membership? I don't think so. If they did, they'd be a one-term Labour government because those splits would re-emerge. Here's the funny thing, Dan. In all the years of the insurgency, the UKIP insurgency, everyone thought Farage will damage the Conservatives. Ultimately, I damaged the Labour Party far more than the Conservatives because of that traditional, patriotic, Tommy Atkins, as I call it, working class base. They would be literally mad to either take us back into the EU or try and force a referendum upon us. So, no, we're going to finish up with Brino. Brexit.
That's what I was going to say, yeah. We're just going to have a crap Brexit, Nigel, under Labour.
Yes, although I think, Dan, to be fair, the vast majority of the Tory cabinet were Remainers. They never actually believed in Brexit. They were just forced into it. And that's really been the great problem ever since 2016, is that the people told Parliament, you're wrong, and Parliament kind of just never really accepted it. And that's why we've not made a better job of it. On the world stage, Brexit's a huge success. Our standing in the world, our diplomatic ability, we can sign up Trans-Pacific Partnership deals, we can do AUKUS deals, we can take the lead on Ukraine, and you can agree or disagree with those positions. But we've done those things very decisively, very clearly, the vaccine rollout, etc. But when it comes to people watching this programme, running their own businesses, they would say Brexit's made no difference because we just haven't diverged or moved away. So, the truth of it is we're not in a good place. There are many people out there who are disenchanted with the way Brexit's been delivered. They say, oh, God, it's failed me. It's not delivered on immigration and other issues what I wanted. But no, Lee says what he says. Don't forget, Lee wouldn't be an MP without Brexit. Ashfield would never have gone Conservative without Brexit. So I understand his suspicion. I understand his desire for political survival. Rejoining as a full member ain't going to happen.
Now, Nigel, your heroic debanking campaign continues to have a massive impact. Today, the Financial Conduct Authority has confirmed that banks who wrongly deny accounts to politicians will face fines in the future. But do fines go far enough? And actually, doesn't it need to be much wider? This is talking about politicians, but actually, shouldn't the sinister practice of debanking be illegal overall for anyone?
Yes. Fines mean nothing. Absolutely nothing. Don't forget the British banking industry last year made profits of 35 billion sterling. You fine them 100 million, so blooming what? Ultimately, this is about banking licenses. That is where the power lies. And here's the interesting thing. Whose job is this to get it right? Is it the FCA's or is it the government's? And my own feeling is that the FCA are there rather like a court. They should be taking instructions from government, right, and then implementing them. It's not for the FCA to decide what the law is. And here is my concern about Labour. When they come into power next year, any hope of genuine banking reform will be out of the window. So we have a very, very short time frame here where Andrew Griffith and Jeremy Hunt need to get this right and get it right for the well-being of our reputation as a place to do business globally, but also just the plain rights and wrongs of the individual, regardless whether they're a small trader selling fish or the son of a cabinet minister and a politically exposed person. Dan, I mean, of course, I'm delighted that every single day there are rumblings from what I've uncovered in the banking industry, but we need this to move into firm action. I'm hopeful we're going to make progress, but we haven't got long.
No, indeed. Now, look, Nigel, our scorching weather, which is great on lots of fronts, is unfortunately causing a huge leap in illegal migrants arriving. 872 brought on shore on Saturday alone. That's a record for the year. It could be broken again, of course, at some point over the next few days. What do you predict is going to happen this week, Nigel, with the invasion of our southern border?
Yeah, we've had the last couple of days have seen boats coming, but it's been quite a puffy northeasterly blowing. From tomorrow, for the next 6 days, the forecast is the channel being absolutely flat calm. This will be big. I will predict September will be the biggest month ever in terms of illegal migration of young men across the English Channel. And Rishi Sunak, for all the stop the boats talk, now he's rather changed tune, hasn't he? And said how difficult it is. We have a gutless, weak government. You know, years ago, we would deport illegal immigrants. Now we don't do it. The British judiciary relying upon terms of the ECHR, nobody with the courage to simply get on with it. A country getting angrier and angrier. Yes, of course, Labour won't be any better, but that's not the point. We have had, I mean, literally, the last 4 Conservative prime ministers have all promised to tackle illegal immigration. Boris Johnson, Theresa May, David Cameron, Rishi Sunak have all said, if you come here illegally, you won't be allowed to stay. And now we hardly deport anybody. So I'm afraid, folks, it's going to get worse.